Welcome back to the Company Show. We tell like it is, we don't care how you feel. And breaking news out of Florida, they have just fired head coach Billy Napier. He's out the door. Florida is without a head coach. Who do they bring in? This has been a long time coming. I thought it was a bad hire from the very beginning. I didn't think that Billy Napier was going to have what it took to win in the SEC. I thought he was in way over his head every single year, and he just was not getting the job done. He was an okay recruiter. Consistently, Florida did finish within the top 20, top 15 recruiting classes under Billy Napier. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your recruiting classes are. You got to win on the field. And that's what he just wasn't doing. He had a losing record overall. He was 22 of 23 overall, 12 of 16 in the SEC. And I think the biggest nail in the coffin, besides just not winning, is losing to all of his rivals. Florida's four biggest rivals, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, and FSU, he had a losing record to all of them. He was 0-3 against Georgia. He was 1-3 against LSU. I have it wrote down here. Yeah, 1-3 against LSU, 1-2 against Tennessee, and 1-2 against FSU. You can't do that. You can't lose to your rivals every single year and expect to have a job. So this is way overdue. Look, as a Georgia fan, I would have loved if Florida kept Billy Napier for the rest of time, because he wasn't good. But if you're a Florida fan, you got to be excited about this. Who do you bring in? There's a lot of names out there that you could go to, but I thought this move should have been made last season, halfway through last season. Honestly, Florida started out the season last year absolutely miserable. Then at the very end, the fans were chanting halfway through the season, fire Billy Napier last year. Then at the end of the season, they were able to rattle off some really good wins. They beat Ole Miss. They finished the season strong. And in the offseason, all we heard from every single Florida fan, or at least a big majority of them, was DJ Lagway is going to win the Heisman. They're going 100-0. They're going to contend for the SEC championship, make a run in the playoff, if not even win the national championship. That's what we heard all offseason long. And I try to tell you, Florida fans, it's going to be the same story as it was last year. What happens? 2025 season starts, and they're miserable. They lose to South Florida. Wheels fall off the bus. Just an absolute dumpster fire that program is in right now. And as a Georgia fan, yeah, it's funny to sit here and point and laugh at Florida when they lose, but it's honestly gotten a little, not fun to point and laugh. It's honestly funnier now when teams lose to Florida, because that's how bad Florida is. And that's not the Florida team I saw growing up. I used to live in Florida almost all my life as a Georgia fan. Went to the same high school that Tim Tebow played for. So, I was always clowned as a Georgia fan, and I grew up under some hard times, when Florida was really good. But either way, this is not the same Florida team that I've come to expect, and it is past time, beyond time. They actually got someone in there that can get that program back to what it was. So who do they bring in? That's the big question. Who becomes the next head coach of the Florida Gators? I think James Franklin is the go-to name, the first name that's going to come to everyone's mind. He was just recently let go from Penn State. Thought it was a dumb decision by Penn State, but nonetheless, they let him go. They thought they could do better than him. We'll see. Biggest concern with James Franklin is, can he win the big game? He couldn't win the big game at Penn State. So is he going to be able to win the big games here in the SEC? Is he going to be able to beat Georgia consistently? Is he going to be able to beat LSU, Tennessee, hell, even the Kentuckys of the SEC? Is he going to be able to beat them consistently? I'm not so sure. A little concerned about that. We can't forget, though, that James Franklin actually used to be the head coach of Vandy. And Vandy was pretty good under James Franklin. If I'm not mistaken, they had a 10-win season one year. So he's proven that he can win in the SEC. So is that a potential move that they make? I don't think it would be a bad move. I think it'd be pretty good. But what do? Do they go with a big name, a big commodity that's already known? Do they go the Billy Napier route again and get someone that doesn't have much experience on the big stage and hope that it works out? Do they pull an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator from one of these other teams around the league? We'll see. What I do know, though, is that this next hire has got to be a slam home run pick. It's slam dunk pick. They got to hit it out of the park. If they go out and get another head coach and he just doesn't cut it, Florida's in deep, deep trouble. Your AD is going to be gone at that point. You're going to start losing a lot of money from the donors. And you're going to look at a decade long of pure misery. You're already in that coaching hiring carousel where you get a head coach, he's here for 3-4 years, he doesn't work out, he's out the door. You bring in another head coach, 3-4 years, he doesn't work out, he's out the door. You want to stop that immediately. You can't keep going. You can't keep doing that. So this next hire has got to be a slam dunk, home run hit. We'll see. I don't know who they go with. I'm very curious. Do they wait until the offseason to bring someone in? Do they bring in someone immediately? They got 2 weeks until they play Georgia, so plenty of time to prepare for that game. But look, it didn't matter if Billy Napier was a head coach or not. I was taking Georgia by 14-plus points. I think this is even going to be a bigger blowout now. So when do they bring someone in? Who do they bring in? A lot of questions. But Florida fired Billy Napier. They don't have a head coach. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next and who they get. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Other than that, over and out.